History, as we know it, is only one version of the past. But it was never the only possible one. What happened is simply the result of the choices people made at certain moments in time. And if even a few of those choices had been different, the world we live in today might look completely unfamiliar. This is where alternate history begins. On this channel, Hidden Strange History, we don't only explore what actually happened in the past. We also give you a chance to think, imagine, and question what could have happened if history had taken a different path. So today, let us step into a world shaped not by what was, but by what might have been. Imagine if humanity had chosen knowledge before power. If conversation had been valued more than conquest. If leadership had been seen as responsibility, not dominance. In the ancient world, when the first civilizations were forming, fear of chaos guided almost every decision. Strong rulers, strict laws, and unquestioned authority felt necessary. Order mattered more than comfort, and survival mattered more than freedom. But what if early societies had believed that cities were protected not by walls alone, but by justice and wisdom? In this alternate version of history, laws were not created only to punish. They existed to guide. People did not fear the law, they trusted it. Leadership in this world was not inherited by birth. It was earned through understanding, fairness, and accountability. Before someone was allowed to rule, they were expected to listen, to learn, and to serve. Power was not measured by how much fear a ruler inspired, but by how much stability and dignity people experienced under their leadership. In this imagined past, palaces were not the greatest symbols of success. Libraries were. Children were taught to question before they were taught to obey. They learned curiosity before conflict. And elders were not pushed aside, their experience was preserved as guidance for future generations. War still existed, because conflict is part of human nature. But it was always the final option, never the first response. Diplomacy, dialogue, and understanding came before destruction. Cities connected through shared knowledge rather than constant rivalry. Trade was not only about profit, but about building relationships. Cultures learned from one another instead of erasing each other. In this alternate history, heroes were not remembered only for what they conquered. They were remembered for what they preserved. For solving conflicts without bloodshed. For choosing restraint when power was available. And ordinary people were no longer invisible. Farmers were not just providers of food, they were respected as the foundation of society. Labor was not seen as weakness, but as dignity. Voices from villages mattered as much as voices from palaces. Progress was not defined by how large a city became, but by how humane its people remained. Of course, we must ask an honest question. Was such a world truly possible? Perhaps yes. Perhaps no. But history shows us something important. In every era, there were individuals who came close to this way of thinking. People who chose wisdom over force. Justice over advantage. Humanity over fear. Alternate history does not exist to rewrite the past with false facts. It exists to help us reflect. Because history is not only about what happened. It is also about the choices that were available, and the paths not taken. And maybe the most powerful idea of all is this. Every decision creates a direction. We may not be able to change the past, but we can understand it more deeply. And by doing so, we shape the future. This is Hidden Strange History. A place where history is not just remembered, but questioned, reimagined, and understood from new angles. If history had taken another path, what kind of world would we be living in today? Perhaps the answer is still being written.